तो ये वीडियो थोड़ी अलग है। हम 3 ऐसे स्टॉक्स के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं जो बेसिकली स्टॉक मार्केट के आइडिया के बेस पे चल रहे हैं। अब इस सेंटेंस का क्या मतलब है और कौन से वो 3 स्टॉक्स हैं जानेंगे इस वीडियो में। मेरा नाम है संवेग ठाकर एंड यू आर वाचिंग चैट विद संवेग। तो 3 स्टॉक जो स्टॉक मार्केट के आइडिया पे बेस्ड हैं, मैं क्या बात कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है। तो इस सेंटेंस को पहले समझते हैं। हम स्टॉक मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, ठीक है, और जो स्टॉक्स हैं वो कहीं पर लिस्टेड हैं, जैसे IPOs वगैरह आती हैं या कुछ भी आती हैं तो उनकी पब्लिक लिस्टिंग होती है, इसे आप जानते हैं। तो ये कहाँ लिस्टेड है, लाइक व्हाट इज़ द मीनिंग ऑफ लिस्टिंग, ठीक है। ये कहीं तो लिस्टेड है, कहीं पे रजिस्टर हो रहे हैं जिसके थ्रू हम बाय कर पा रहे हैं। अच्छा, हम ये जो बाय और सेल कर रहे हैं, ये पैसा कहाँ डिपॉजिट हो रहा है या ये कहाँ से विड्रॉ हो रहा है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, ठीक है। हम ना कि स्टॉक बल्कि गोल्ड, डिजिटल गोल्ड, या यूजुअली गोल्ड एज अ कमोडिटी या फिर जिंक या कॉपर, हम सब चीज़ खरीद बेच सकते हैं। तो हम ये कैसे करते हैं और कौन से स्टॉक्स हैं और क्या ऐसे स्टॉक्स हैं जो इन चीज़ों को फीजिबल बनाते हैं, राइट। ऐसी कौन सी कंपनीज जो ये करती हैं, आज ऐसी 3 कंपनियों के बारे में बात करेंगे। बट बिफोर वी डू दैट, लेट्स डू कि वाई शुड वी इवन बाय दिस स्टॉक, राइट। मतलब यही स्टॉक क्यों खरीदें और ये इंडस्ट्री क्या ग्रो भी करने, स्टॉक मार्केट एज इंडस्ट्री ग्रो करने वाली है। Just jumping right onto it, right? So I hope my screen is visible right now, and as you can see, this is a chart of a 5-year chart, right, of Sensex एज एन इंडेक्स। सेंसेक्स क्या है? सेंसेक्स एक इंडेक्स, जैसे निफ्टी 50 एक इंडेक्स होता है, वैसे एक सेंसेक्स इंडेक्स होता है। बेसिकली दिस इज़ ग्रुप ऑफ स्टॉक्स, राइट, जो टॉप्स के स्टॉक्स हैं, टॉप इंडियन स्टॉक्स हैं विथ प्राइस एंड मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन एंड वोलेटिलिटी। उसके अकॉर्डिंग हमारा कुछ ग्रुप ऑफ स्टॉक्स बनते हैं जिससे इंडेक्स तय होता है, जैसे कि सेंसेक्स और निफ्टी 50, राइट। एंड इसका एक चार्ट है, राइट। तो राइट फ्रॉम 2018 एज यू कैन सी दिस इज ग्रोइंग, right now. Let me make it 10 years, right, from 2014 you see it's still growing, like the chart is on the upside. Let me make it 25 years, you see it's still growing, like it's always been uptrending. तो हमें ये तो समझ में आया कि जो सेंसेक्स है या जो टॉप इंडियन स्टॉक्स हैं वो इन जनरल बढ़ते हैं, right. Even if we move to Nifty, right, this is a chart for Nifty for last 25 years. You can see it for last 10 years, you can see it for last 5 years. All you will find is कि it is constantly growing and the nature of stock market is to grow, ठीक है। Now there are various reasons for this. In general, more investment is coming up, be it retail investors like us or some DIIs जैसे mutual fund houses या वो, या foreign investors जिनको हम FII बोलते हैं. So if you see over here, more and more individual stock owners are coming into it. And if you read this article, right, like SBI ने रिपोर्ट किया है कि 44.7 लाख न्यू इन्वेस्टर्स ने अपना अकाउंट खोला है, डीमैट अकाउंट खोला है। नाउ दैट्स जस्ट अबाउट SBI, राइट। सिर्फ SBI में इतने नए अकाउंट्स खोले। नाउ देयर आर सो मेनी ब्रोकर्स, राइट। आप किसी भी ब्रोकर्स को ले लो, आप चाहे जीरोधा ले लो, चाहे आप स्टॉक्स ले लो, चाहे ICICI ले लो, एज अ बैंक ले लो, उनका भी डीमैट अकाउंट बनता है। HDFC सब में डीमैट अकाउंट बनते हैं। तो ऑल दीज थिंग्स दे गेट रजिस्टर्ड ऑन आइदर CDSL और NDSL, ठीक है। तो आप देखते हैं 122.5 लाख न्यू अकाउंट्स हैव बीन फॉर्म्ड ऑन CDSL। क्या है CDSL, हम वो भी बात करेंगे। तो these are the general trend. Now what I want to say is कि my hypothesis is कि अभी बहुत एक छोटा रेशियो पार्टिसिपेट कर रहा है, एंड विल टॉक अबाउट द रेशियो लेटर इन दिस वीडियो। बहुत छोटा रेशियो पार्टिसिपेट कर रहा है स्टॉक मार्केट में। एज सुन एज दिस पार्टिसिपेशन ग्रोज अप, द मोर मनी फ्लोज इन टू द स्टॉक मार्केट इज गोना राइज वे मोर, right. And probably the reason these 122.5 lakh new account is one of the reasons why the bull run is happening in the stock market after corona period, right. Okay, so let's jump into this, and I'll leave the link in the description as well for you to check this out. If you see in India, only 3% of the Indian population right now, and this is according to 2020, is participating in the Indian stock market, right. अब केवल 3% पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं, जहाँ की US पे 55% है और चाइना में 13% है, ठीक है। तो आई डोंट एक्सपेक्ट कि इंडिया की पॉपुलेशन, बिकॉज इंडिया में पॉपुलेशन बहुत ज़्यादा है, तो 55% लोग पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे, दैट इज़ अ वेरी बिग नंबर, दैट इज समथिंग आई डोंट वांट टू डिस्कस, राइट। लेट्स अज्यूम कि हम चाइना भी नहीं, हम 10% मानते हैं कि इवन इफ द पॉपुलेशन that is going to participate in the stock market rises, वो 3% से बढ़ के 10% हो जाती है, राइट। दैट मीन्स देन the markets would, even if with normal earnings, with the earnings that the stock companies have right now, the market would be more than tripled. ठीक है, ट्रिपल हो जाएगा मार्केट, 3 का टाइम्स हुआ तो ट्रिपल हो जाएगा, राइट? तो everything is going to triple. So how long that will take, that's something again we cannot comment on, but that is going to happen. 3 कभी तो 10% होगा. The more financial knowledge is being coming into the stock, into the like normal people's world and into the stock market, right? And more people are getting financially educated, so more people are participating into this. FD के returns are cannot beat inflation, right? Gold is something जो कि which take times to grow and is kind of a more of a lump sum investment than small investments, right? So now the thing that comes is the stock market or the cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies again is not a very stable and not a very matured market right now. That is again, so then we end up with either bonds or stock market, right? Bonds के yield अभी currently low है with the inflation, the high inflation we are gonna face, but so that again ends up with the stock market. So what everything is pointing is people are gonna invest more and more in the stock market, and this is gonna rise, right? Awesome. So now let's just talk about the 3 stocks, and I'll start with the first stock that I have in mind, and that is BSE. That is Bombay Stock Exchange. It has lasted for more than 145 years now. This is basically the stock exchange where companies list themselves. Now, be it any company, it listed themselves in two stock exchanges. One is National Stock Exchange, one is Bombay Stock Exchange, right? So that is the history of it. You can read more about it anywhere on the internet. If you want, I can leave the links in the description below as well. But let's quickly go through the companies, because we have to cover 3 companies in this stock, and I'm not going to go into the very details of this, but just give you an idea of where am I investing my money and why am I investing. I hope the why is clear, because I believe in the narrative that more and more people are going to come on to this. But yeah, that's my idea. So looking at the market cap, 9314, again a small cap industry. So again, any of the 3 stocks that I'm going to talk about are not any kind of investment advice. This is purely for educational purpose. Why is that? Because all of 3 of them are small cap companies, right? It's very, very risky to invest in a small cap company. So please do your own due diligence and then only invest in the stock if you want. This is just for educational purpose. Awesome. So with that, we move in. The market cap is 9314 crores. Then it's a small cap company. Stock P is 50.8, high, but yes, that is justifiable. Why? Because it is kind of a monopoly, because as of now, NSE is not listed. It is going to be public soon, but it is kind of a only stock exchange that is existing on the stock market, right? Zero debt companies are always a good thing. Dividend yield is okay, 1% dividend yield, that's fine. The good thing is book value is 558 and it is trading at 2066. While some of the people see that okay, 4 times book value trade kar raha hai, yes, it is a bit pricey, but at the same time 4 times is nothing when you see like that this is kind of a monopoly in the stock market, right? This is the in general graph of its PE ratio, right? It traded somewhere around 100 at some point in it traded around somewhere around 45, right? In some point in time it fell around 2017, and then it again is constantly moving up, and I hope it will continue to do that, right? Company is almost debt free. That's a very, very, very good thing. We'll quickly go to the profit loss statement, right? Profit loss statement in 2010 464 सेल्स थे उनके पास, एंड अभी 630 के हैं. इट हैज़ बीन कॉन्स्टेंटली ग्रोइंग. 464, 98, 538. देयर हैव बीन सम ईयर लाइक 2013-14 वेयर द मार्केट was flat, right? And by flat I mean it moved sideways. There was not much growth or falling of the market. So usually what happens in that particular like in that particular regions is people tend to like invest less into stock market, and hence companies like BSE, NSE, and the further 2 companies I'm going to talk about have a little bit of offset periods, right? So there was a little change, but then it again risen up, right? And it's like doing very, very well now. As you can see, the TTM is 722 crores, right? And this is the highest ever sales that they're going to see in the trading 12 months. Again, looking at the net profit is pretty good, has been like 145 and is currently like trading 12 months is 184. So that's a good thing. If you see over here, operating profit margins have been decreasing, but that is again because of the reason that more and more people are coming into this particular, and more basically stocks are participating, like getting registered, and then more people are coming in, and then very regulatory stuffs are coming into the stock market, and hence that is decreasing the operating profit. But that is nothing to worry about, right? And okay, looking at the borrowings again, as we said, it's a debt free company, so zero borrowings over here. So all in all, nothing looks bad to me over here. Yes, the company has actually okay, let me go to ticker tape. If you see over here, in the last 1 year, the company has actually given immense amount of 236%. Like it has like grown to really high value. So yes, it is a little overpriced, but as of now, what I see in the long term, like talking about 5-10 year perspective, this is still gonna grow up because more and more people are gonna participate in this, right? So that is definitely gonna happen. In this, we'll quickly check the holding patterns, and this is something a little that you might be worried about. Mutual funds have lowered their participation. If you look at the FIIs, they have lowered their participation, right? So that is there, definitely there, but I still am bullish, a little bit bullish on this. Do I own this stock? 100% I do. That's why I'm making this video up, right? And so yeah, I hope you're enjoying up until now. So yeah, before we move to second stock, I would like you guys to like the video if you're enjoying it, and share with your friends. And if you've not already subscribed to the channel, do subscribe. Cool. Moving on to the second stock, right? That's CDSL, right? And what exactly does it do is it's operates securities depository in India. The company offers service for a range of clients such as depository participants and the other market capital intermediaries. So anything like you do, like let me explain in the layman terms what it exactly does, right? So whatever transactions we do, be it on upstocks, be it on Zerodha, we do buy and sell things, like you know that CDSL is involved. Why? Because whenever you sell something, you need to enter that CDSL pin, if you remember doing that, right? So that's where it is involved. So every new company that is being registered on it needs to be registered on CDSL, right? Any IPO that comes in, it needs to be registered on CDSL, and every selling that is happening goes via this as well. So this is gonna be a very widely used service as the participation of the population in the stock market grow, right? A very high ROCE company, 32.4%, 16,882 crores. So if you see over in the ticker tape, it's again a small cap company. So again, this is not an investment advice, not a buying recommendation. It's just purely for educational purpose, right? It's again a risky stock because it is a small cap stocks. All small cap stocks are usually very risky. Debt is 0.24 crore, again almost zero debt, right? That's a good thing. ROE is very high, 25. Book value is 89, and the current price, so it is trading approximately around 18 times of its book value, which is kind of a worrisome sign. And PE is 6.2, but we'll cover that as to why that is why that can be ignored, right? Again, if you see over the PE ratio, PE has constantly grown up, has fallen down a bit, but that's completely fine. It has fallen from the peak. That's completely fine, nothing to worry about over there. Sales, if you look at the sales from 100 crores, so it has moved to 344 crores, almost tripling its sales. So again, this is the reason why high PE is expected, and why such a high book value exists. Operating profit has been constantly growing from 74 to 210 crores, again tripling the operating profit, and hence the net profit also 50 crores to 200 crores, almost quadrupling its like 4 times its net profit in a span of 10 years, which is amazing, right? If you look at this, the operating profit margins, it is able to maintain a good operating profit margin of over 50% almost all of the time, which is a very great thing to do, right? So yeah, this was the second stock. Yeah, you can just open the holding, just look at the holding patterns for this as well, right? Mutual funds have reduced because the prices have gone up a little bit, so they have reduced. Again, the other domestic institutions have reduced, and so FIIs have increased their holdings, right? They believe in the narrative that this is gonna grow, so they have increased their holdings, which is a very good thing for us, right? Awesome. So moving on to the overview, just to show you how much this has grown. So this has actually quite grown a lot, again approximately same range as BSE, right? 219%. But if you see in the last 5 years, it was stagnant for a lot of time, and then it has suddenly went because of this COVID thing, and people getting more and more educated on the financial this, and NHG 122 lakh new accounts were opened on CDSL. So that's an amazing thing for the company, and I hope this will continue to go on. Okay, so third is a little bit of like a unique stock, right? And which is a market leader. So without wasting the time, let's quickly jump into it. It's MCX. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. Let me tell you what exactly that this does, right? So aap jante hai ki we buy gold as well, gold, zinc, silver. You can basically buy any commodity on stock market as well. Like you can just not just stocks, you can buy commodities as well, right? So these commodities have its own exchange, right? Let's say stocks are listed in Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange. These commodities cannot be listed over there because they are commodities and not stocks, right? So they get listed in multi commodity exchange, which is called MCX, right? So quickly reading about MCX, the one thing is it is a monopoly, right? The company has 96.48% share in the commodity derivatives market again, right? So it controls 100% share of precious metals and stones, energy and base materials. Everything that goes in the section of commodities is exchanged on this particular platform, right? So yeah, this is actually a very very good thing, right? And right now I'll explain you the idea concept of commodities. So what I think is, whenever any things like pandemic happen or something like happen, after this the money is poured into various things, right? The one thing that India is going to grow on is in the infrastructure, right now we don't have a great infrastructure, but we want to become a great developed nation, right? So the one of the key things from getting from developing nation to a developed nation is the infrastructure. Now when you talk about infrastructure, there are a lot of things involved, like cement, steel, metals, all those things, stones, a lot of things, right? So all the commodities are gonna grow in the longer run. Obviously it's not just a 6 month, 3 month, 1 month, 1 week thing. It's gonna take time, but in the long run they are gonna grow, and when they grow, the exchange will grow, right? So that is the concept behind this. Looking at again the 1 year return, it has like been very volatile, up and down, kind of stable, but in 5 years it has not given that good of return, only 40%. That is one of the more reasons that this has not yet hit the threshold of like boosting up like CDSL or BSE yet, right? P is quite decent, 36.73. price to book ratio is again 5.18, not that big. Dividend yield is good, 1.7% approximately, right? So again, this is small cap, so not a buying recommendation, is not an investment advice at all. This is purely for educational purpose. Awesome. So let's jump into the MCX thing. It is an 8289 crore market cap. Book ROE is 13.2, decent. ROC 15.7, again decent. Almost zero debt company. 1.12 crore is an literally a no debt. 264 book value, again trading at 8 times, right? That's fine. Okay, now something to look at, right? There are sales. So sales have gone up from 287 to 391 crores, right, which does not look much on the paper, and you can see that there has been some up and down, have even gone to 500 crores but then decreased drastically, right? And net profit, if you see, is able to maintain the same even with the less growth in sales. The reason being higher operating profit margin. Initially it had a low operating profit margin, 29-31, but now it is like have somewhere around 45-47% operating margin, which is a good thing. Now these are not a very strong growth in the financials part, but the one thing to note down over here is that the future prospects looks really promising to me, right? And that is the reason why I'm a little bullish on MCX. Awesome. So let me go to the holding pattern, right? Mutual funds have increased their holdings, right, as opposed to your BSE and CDSL, where they have decreased, right? So this is a very interesting thing. So even they are bullish on this, right? Looking at other DIIs, they have almost kept constant, and looking at the FIIs, they have decreased a little. That's fine, right? Because DIIs have purchased it. So this is what is going on, and so yeah, this can be a really big potential company if we invest in right now. Have I invested in yet? No, I haven't. I'm a holder in both BSE and CDSL, but not in MCX as of now. I'm looking for entering into this particular thing, and I will do that, but yeah, I'll just observe it a little more and then go for it. So yeah, that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions for me. I'll be happy to answer them, and as always, take care, stay safe, and see you in the next video.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the